Arsenal is always Arsenal because I'm sure if Arsenal face Arsenal in the final, they can still lose. But I think it is
And we can talk
so.
about
Right.
Champions League. Like, what do you think that? Do you think that any EPL team is gonna be like in the top four this year?
for the
EPL.
Champion
Champions League.
for the Champions League.
Oh,
Champions
Champions
League.
League. Oh, sorry. Okay. I think
Well,
so.
Yeah, I think
I think so.
apart from Barcelona, right? Most of the Premier League
Real
teams.
Madrid is my second team that I have.
No, not Real Madrid this season.
To be honest,
Only
so
Barcelona that I feel like
I actually think with Real Madrid. I think I trust the other Premiership team to deal with Real Madrid than Liverpool. Liverpool, we have a psychological block
Yeah.
against Real Madrid. So I think Arsenal will take him like they did last year. Even Chelsea, I think Chelsea will beat Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Us, we beat them in the group stages, but when it comes to the knockout stages, unless we have a psychological shift, they will still beat us. I don't know why, it just happens. Even when we play them in finals, we play better than them, they will still find a way to beat us. So
Yeah, I think also,
I know many of us don't watch some of these other leagues, but
No, I do watch other leagues because apart from
Real Madrid, I know Real Madrid.
they're a transitional team. They're a team that just starting
Is
out.
but at least so far
Like-
this season, you can see they are
Who have they played?
what they are creating.
Oh,
Who have they
Unfortunately,
You can see they're trying.
I think
Who have they played?
They have a
I think
way with,
everybody should.
they have a way with Champions League, and once it gets to that point, they show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like if once Madrid gets to the knockout or Champions League, you can write them off. That's we all know that. But looking at where we are right now at the start of the season, just based on every team that I look at right now, I don't think they are a team that in quote I would say that people should be scared of. Right? I feel like apart from the only team that I feel like and they lost marginally last season due to the heroics of Acerbi for Inter is Barcelona. And of course, I would love to see how PSG start this season. They started very slowly from the games that I've watched. The few minutes I've watched them, they started slowly, but that is something that happened last season. They started very slowly, and they never even started picking up until January, right? Because even when I remember towards the end of the Champions League, the new Champions League group stages, they were around at one point. They were even below Man City at one point on that table. So they started slowly last season, and they started slowly this season. So we'll see how they goes. But overall, I think just looking at the team of each of those players, I think all the Premier League teams are very good standing. I think the only team that I can say pound to pound would fight against the Premier League teams would be Barcelona and of course Madrid once it gets to the knockout stage. But yeah, the Premier League teams I think are very stocked enough to be able to compete.
Bayern Munich,
Bayern PSG, they're not calling them.
good up front.
Bayern Munich is good,
This-
but I feel like I've not
This
seen
year-
enough of Company.
PSG.
I've not seen enough of Company.
I'm going to make a very unusual statement. Watch out for Arsenal in this Champions League. I'm serious.
True.
I think they have.
After
Yeah, no,
trolling
I'm not
them.
kidding.
No, I'm not joking. Like,
No, I'm serious. I know that one. No, I'm serious. See, look,
No,
look, jokes.
I know you're serious.
Watch out for us. No, I'm
I know you're
serious.
serious. But I don't want it. Don't want to talk for us. all of you put your eye on our team. I don't want.
No, but see, look,
We will not qualify for the first.
I tell you, if Arteta, I think Arteta, I'm serious. I think Arteta is one January signing from being the favorite for this UCL. Forget Arsenal is always Arsenal because I'm sure if Arsenal face Arsenal in the final, they can still lose. But I think it is there. I think it is there. I think you should watch out. I'm serious. Forget jokes.
no,
If you're
for
a
real.
football fan and you see the squad, it's just that I feel Arteta is too pragmatic. He needs to be a little bit adventurous. No, don't rely on set pieces. You have the firepower. You have the team. You have a solid defense. Come on, look.
But Ahmed,
Give Wenger this team. I think will actualize his dream.
We don't realize all that set piece talk. Anybody wants to score from the corner. The fact that we can do
Ahmed,
well.
I do agree. I do agree with you about him being pragmatic, but I actually feel like him being pragmatic would help him more in the Champions League than in the league, because the league is a marathon. You can't be pragmatic in the league. You have to go out there and win. But in the Champions League, especially in the knockout stage, I think being pragmatic might not be a bad thing for him. That's why I actually feel like this might be their season. Being pragmatic, not
No,
actually.
but you don't get. You see, my issue is
Knows how to switch it up. It's just that sometimes it waits too long. If you look at the game against
you
PSG,
see
right? If you see against PSG, right, and which was the game that knocked them out, they were the better team. If you look at that, was the only team I feel like put PSG to the sword over both legs.
you see
The XG
you
in
see.
both legs was not even close. They had a far better XG
But
in both legs. That was the biggest. That was the
but
biggest
but
Thunder
I will tell you.
played.
Thunder Fire
I will tell you something. I will,
That's huge keeper.
I will
Yeah,
tell you something.
Donnarumma was a difference.
Thunder
Donnarumma
Fire.
was the
Even
difference.
though guys are saying Liverpool defense is weak, I don't think. Yeah, they might not be as strong as last season from the first few matches, but I think I love Arne Slot because there's something unique about him. I've gotten firepower. What am I waiting for? Go out all attack and let me see what my boys can do. This is
Yeah, that's what I
what
said.
you do. But
All attack is really okay.
Arteta, now he has Isaac. Definitely, Liverpool are going to play more attacking, but you don't go and sign Gyökeres, bring in Eze, then you start throwing in one kind of, you start playing mechanic football. I don't know. I don't understand what this guy is doing, Arteta. So
Yeah.
I think, but if he can just move that his mental block of fear against the more established teams, because I think because Arteta reads too much Arsenal troll online. That's what I think that dictates his decision sometimes. No, I'm serious because there was absolutely no reason the way he played against Liverpool. I don't see they could go toe to toe with that Liverpool squad. I'm sure with what he has now, but you bring in Gyökeres and you don't want to play to his strength. Then what's the use? It's better you leave your Gabriel Jesus now. Let him just be there like a training cone up front.
So there's two
You don't
things
just
right? The first thing, so in the Champions League, we all mentioned it here about Real Madrid. They get stronger in the Champions League when they get to the knockout stages.
Mhm.
It's something you have to have a pedigree in the tournament. That's what Arsenal lack in the Champions League. You look at Liverpool, we always tend to do well. We'll get to latter stages. It happens all the time because we have a pedigree. We won it so many times. Arsenal are still building up to that. You look at the same thing with even Chelsea, because they've got pedigree. They've won it more recently. They have that confidence as a club to go further in it. That's the first thing with the Champions League. The second thing is difference between Arsenal and Liverpool. People say, oh, Liverpool, we have a weak defense. As I mentioned earlier, it's kind of about the team. We play with risk. Liverpool play with risk, which means when we attack, there's a from time to time, team would hit us on the counter because we attack, we commit our players to attack. Arsenal don't do that.
sure.
As a result of the way we play, we will win more matches because we commit ourselves to winning more matches. Arsenal will win less matches because they're too defensive. So that's why they don't score as many goals, but they won't consider as many goals because they don't go out. So it's not that we got
To be honest, we don't have a striker.
individual defenders.
Let's be clear. We don't have a striker.
We expose our defenders. Also, don't expose your defenders. Yeah, that's the difference. So
Sure.
when people say we don't have very
Sure.
good defenders and all this, no, we have very good defenders. We expose them to a lot of
If I-
risk. Time to time, it will backfire like against Bournemouth.
If-
Sorry.
If Arteta was okay, if Arteta was Liverpool coach,
No,
he will bring in Joe Gomez instead of Ngomoha.
No, I hope not too. I don't even want to consider Arteta. That would affect my head.
The problem with that analysis is this: it's totally wrong. Yes, our bedrock is defense. The problem we have is we don't have firepower up front. Let's be very clear: we do not have it. That is why we're playing Kai Havertz as a striker. That's why we're playing Michael Merino as a striker. That's why we have Jesus still on our books. We never up front. To be honest, we were relying on Saka doing some goals from one side. We are our head. We did not have You can't compare our front forward to against the top 6. We did well, but when we start to go and play all those other stubborn goats below, we will not be getting draws, and it's those draws that are costing us because we couldn't finish them off.
I agree.
We'll score 1 goal or 2 goals maximum.
But they score against you because against those lower teams, you actually go and attack. You open yourself.
I think they score against.
If you look at
Sorry, go on.
If you look at firepower, the last Chelsea squad that won the Champions League or the Man City squad that won the Champions League, they basically don't have firepower, but the way they play, there's a way they play that it's pro. You can expect them to churn out something once they were. But Arteta is like, he's waiting for the set piece. I just don't understand. Look at Haaland. Look at Haaland coming to Man City. It wasn't as if he
broke all the records.
Guardiola.
That's the season that they won the
Champions. Guardiola tailor-made his football, his tactics to suit Haaland's strength, and that was one of the strongest factors. I know he didn't score in the final, but but you can't tell me you get Gyökeres and you want to be playing 3 defensive midfielders for that guy in the midfield, and you rely on Martinelli that is just like a scalar quantity, just no direction, just running up and down.
The guy's not had any preseason for us. He's not been gelling team. Forget those matches. Gyökeres came literally just before the end of the window.
Yeah,
he played half a.
I don't think it's right to start judging.
That's why I don't agree with Ahmed.
No, I'm not judging him. Look, I think Gyökeres is a fantastic striker, but I want them to play to his strengths.
If you look at Arsenal's
team, but not now. It will take time.
Look at Arsenal's team from last season. I agree with Vera. Yeah, like they never had the firepower. When you said, "Oh, Man City never had the firepower," if Arteta had Haaland in that team last season, he would have gone all the way to the wire. Like you said, when Saka got injured, that is when their season started collapsing.
Yeah.
So Martinelli has been poor for a while now.
Yeah.
Like it's been poor for a while now. So the fact that now they have Eze that can actually play that position also will help them. So I think this is actually their season. This is the season where I would finally judge Arteta, right? If he doesn't take this at least win a trophy this season, this is when I'll finally judge him. But last season, I can't blame him so much. Like the kind of injuries they had at the point where Havertz was injured, Saka was injured. Their season,
Odegaard was injured.
The fact that they could still even contest up to a point was something that gave Arteta proof. The fact that he was able to convert Merino to be a striker.
And with Eze, what is the embrace of that team is the hustling.
Yeah, I bring hustling and it also brings creativity.
It's one thing they lack. That's what Arsenal lacks. They have skillful players, but that hustling that can confuse defenders and suffuse them into capitulating is what they don't have. That's what Man City used to have. They make you feel stupid because they will envelop you with their hustling energy, and you just cannot bet capitulate.
They had movements. Man City had movements in the box. You know, when you look at when Man City was Man City, when all these, I'll go back to all this Aguero, Silva, when they move that ball in that thing, you're confused now.
Yeah, you just lose it.
Arsenal, we used to have that back in the day. But nowadays, we do all this semi-circle, try and Odegaard will just drop, because one thing is, and I think it's changing already, but before, the biggest danger from Arsenal was always Saka. Mm-hmm. What would happen? They will double up on him. Because there's no real danger from elsewhere, they were free to do that when they wanted to do it. But now already I can see people are saying, we can't double up on this guy because all of a sudden now we have a striker that we don't know this guy and he might be half decent. Now when Noni, to be honest, I don't think Noni is that great at the moment from the left side. But it seems to be slightly better than the Martinelli we have of now. And then when you put Eze in, you now defenders will now have to make a choice. Do you want to be wasting double up on one person? because then space open elsewhere. And that's my prayer for this season. Like, okay, for at least Saka can get a rest. And even he can even get a rest, they can bench him for now. Let him rest. Not over, because all of these injuries as well is because our first team squad was all it was.
Yeah,
we had no Odegaard, we had nobody to cover Odegaard, nobody to cover Saka. Our two defenders is always them.
That injury, the Saka injury, was caused. So at the start of last season, I think there was a summer tournament before last season started, wasn't it?
And Saka, Nations League. Yeah.
Saka barely had a break.
Yeah.
He was playing a preseason match against Liverpool. All the Liverpool starters, none of them were there. And I was thinking, I said to my mate as a Liverpool fan, I said, look, they're going to burn this guy out. Saka needed a rest, and they're playing in a preseason match against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Where all the Liverpool players, they weren't even at the camp yet. So that injury was waiting to happen because Arsenal really wanted to get a quick start at the start of last season. So they got everybody back early and stuff like that. And it backfired. That's why you had so many injuries.
No,
I do agree. That's why.
Oh my God!
I disagree with Ahmed.
I think we can just keep going on and on and on and on and on and on. So we just have to go.
That is code for ladies. Say stop talking. We need to go.
Thank you all so much, and good luck to your teams, your respective teams. Yeah. Okay, now.
I don't know about that.
Do you mean that?
Good luck to Liverpool.
Good luck to Chelsea.
Put your mind.
We can get back in December.
Yeah, no,
And some will start crying, some will be happy. So we can get back in December and talk about this.
Look,
That's what I think.
good luck to Chelsea.
Yeah, December.
The rest can collect their luck from Grimsby. I don't mind.
No, we are on the winning path now. As you can see, you see what happened last match. We are
Yeah.
Relegation is coming.
Relegation.
I hope that the team will just have that peace of mind. I'm worried, as you said, I'm worried. I like him, but I think he is a stubborn person that has really not done what he's supposed to do.
So
his style is not working, and he is not really adapting. He doesn't have plan B. That's my problem. Other coaches have plan B. If it goes this way,
not only that. I look at Manchester. I look at your team. Yeah. You're good, you bought these 4 players, but you're very slow in midfield and defense. You haven't got good enough players in midfield and defense, and you haven't got enough goalkeeper either. I mean,
guys, I have to go.
Yeah, me too.
All right, guys. Good night. Dapo, nice to meet you. Finally.
I'll catch you later. I will show you.
All right, thanks.
All right,
Okay, good night.
so much.
All right, good night,
Thank you. Yeah. Good night.